I'm pretty happy with that outro. All that's left to do now is edit the video and go to bed. Or maybe I could do a little bit more. Hello. Alright, that's the creepy intro bit taken care of. Now let's talk about what we're gonna be doing in this episode. Because, yeah, we finished this off. I should bridge the continuity a bit. It's actually been a few days since the last recording. That's why Fauna's house is put where it belongs, the ramp is fully finished, and if I come back down here, up here, what are directions? I did fill this place in quite a bit. I'm pretty happy with how it's come out. I'll probably do some more tweaking to it in some time, but for now I'm happy with how it looks. I think that from this angle, from down here, which is the main angle you will be seeing it, it looks pretty dang good. I'm pretty happy with how this has come out. I think it is, there's a good use of depth here. I think there's some good, well, to be honest, it didn't take long after Fauna's house was put in here for me to kind of go, yeah, I like this. I like how this came out, and I think that the terraforming in the background there is pretty good, but it feels kind of empty. And, you know, I know you don't want, or at least I don't want the entire island to be full of stuff. You know, a lot of people do that with their islands, and I don't really like islands that do that. You know, if your island is like that, you do you, make your island how you want, but that's not how I like my island to be. I like my islands to be spacious and walkable and make it so I don't feel like I'm constantly colliding with things. So let's do a little bit of work here. Now, some stuff I've already done. I actually had to tear some stuff down in order to record the outro part, because I realized I like this project and I want to do a little bit more of it in a video. And I also wanted to talk a little bit about the last video, because I'll be honest, talking about the timeline continuity and all that kind of stuff, just a sec, I'm gonna put this down here, and I'm gonna explain that yes, I already knew this looked pretty good here. I like how this sort of exists between Fauna's house and Bam's house. It does kind of get in the way of Bam's sign, but Bam lives here, and that's fine. And then I'm also going to do the classic. I'm going to put down a barrel, because it looks fine. It looks good. I like barrel. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about the last episode, a little bit about sort of bridging the continuity of what I did in the last episode and what I did in this episode. A lot of it is I just got bushes, I got some trees, I got some flowers, I made a birdhouse, I made a barrel, that's it. But also I wanted to work a little bit more on the river here, this little creek. I like what this creek does, but I also realized that it kind of doesn't make any sense. In terms of, like, this creek, the animals can't cross it. They can't jump over it like the player can. And so I kind of think, you know, the wheat hasn't fully grown yet. It will grow in about 50 minutes. Oh dear. Yeah, that's another thing. The previous episode isn't even out yet. I've made the thumbnail. I haven't finished editing it. I'm hoping that video came out okay. And now we're gonna go into recording a new one where I already undo what I already did. Yeah, the wheat, when it's fully grown, I think it can look fine, but I kind of think that it would be better to integrate some more stuff into the layout here. Now you'll see I have 40 hedges and I have 5 stone fences. I don't know what I'm gonna end up using. The reason why I have 40 hedges, that's a lot of hedges. The reason is because I can't make hedges, and when I say that, what I mean is I don't have the recipe for it. So I had to have someone else make the hedges for me, someone who already has the recipe. And I just kind of, so with this, I want to finish what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense for animals to necessarily go, okay, yeah, we'll have this creek here and we'll just implement it this way, like have it be totally open like that. That doesn't make sense because they can't use it in that way. So I decided I want to add a little bit more fences, sort of cage this area in a little bit, not entirely. So like this area here, we can still jump across it, that's fine. I don't want to put the hedge all the way over here because I think that that looks a little bit too intentional with the bush, for lack of a better word. It looks more like it's someone planted a bush here and planted a hedge here to look fancy, and I don't really want my island to look fancy. Now I'm realizing I might actually balloon. I might actually want to straighten out the creek a little bit, because this is kind of a harsh angle and it doesn't leave me a lot of space to put a hedge down. So I think we'll do some of that after we find out what I got. Moroccan lights. Is that like a table lamp? Oh, it's something you hang, I guess. Huh. I might do something with that, but I also need to... Oh boy. I discovered recently my inventory is in really bad shape, of course. Not my inventory, but my storage in my house. It's full again. I actually did a little bit of stuff in my own time to sort of try to make some money, because I'm hitting some limits in terms of things like the storage and stuff like that. So I kind of think I need to pay off some mortgage. I need to make some progress on that. But we're gonna do some hedges. I'm gonna plant. I'm not really planting. I'm putting it down and whacking it with a hammer. Alright, now how does that look? Yeah, the more I look at it, the more I kind of don't... I don't know, let's see what this looks like if I do it here. I think that might look kind of stupid, but we'll see. Okay, let's plant the corner. Just to see what happens. I think that's gonna be too... dang. Don't know. I think I might like that. Yeah, I think I might. And, okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and get the stone fencing in order here. The stone fencing I'm not as confident about. I might not want to keep it, and I'm going to be a bit more sporadic with it. Not because I don't have very much of it, although I'm pretty much out. The reason why I'm using it sort of sparingly is because it kind of just looks a bit much. If I put that along the entire like creek here, then it would be a little bit much, I think. I think it would be a little bit jarring, so I don't really want that. I think that's mostly okay, but I'm going to maybe change the entire thing. You're flying weird. I'm gonna catch you because you might be worth something, or you might be new. And that kind of leads me to something else that I wanted to talk about. It is new. Wow. I wanted to talk a little bit about the museum, because in the last video, I was pretty... that's something else to talk about. I was pretty all in on talking about YouTube stuff and sort of the future of the channel and stuff like that, and I didn't really talk as much about this year-long project, this Animal Crossing New Horizons island. And I wanted to talk a bit about that because this is the first time I've been back in a while. Well, this is the second, but oh well. And so I wanted to talk about what is going to happen with the island. Now, I should point out, the island's not going anywhere. The island is going to continue to be worked on. And so the question is, so what am I going to do? Because at this point, we only have about 4 months left of the project, which 4 months on its own is fine, but 4 months to, you know, move these houses and stuff like that. I was realizing the museum is still in a temporary spot. I need to get that moved somewhere permanent. So what am I going to do for the next 4 months? And the answer is, well, like I talked about in the last video, I can't promise a whole lot in terms of like, I'll continue playing Animal Crossing and make progress and all that. We'll have to see how things pan out, but the island is going to keep being worked on, and the scope of what I want to do. For one, the layout needs to be finalized, essentially. So things like the museum will be put somewhere permanent, houses will be put somewhere permanent, that kind of stuff is going to be worked on. That kind of stuff is like, that's sort of the top priority, and it's always been the top priority. But yeah, I really need to get things moving in that regard. I think I'm gonna say something and I'm going to regret saying it later because I don't like holding myself to certain standards, but I am going to try to make a point that the next episode is going to be about the museum, just because I really don't want it to be on the beach for its entire life. It needs to move, it needs to go somewhere long term. The problem with doing that is that it's kind of hard for me to design a spot for the museum, because it has sort of an ornate design, like a very marble, very developed look to it. Trying to integrate that into like a foresty, woodsy aesthetic is it's gonna be a challenge. So we will see how that goes. Also, to talk about, I saw it over here. This is an ABD, which I believe is automatic bell the machine. I can't remember. But it's basically a thing where in the town hall you have something that lets you interact with your bells. You can deposit bells, you can withdraw bells, all that kind of stuff. It's a bank, essentially. The reason why I have one, again, this came from the same person who gave me the hedges, because when you visit someone's town, you cannot use the ABD in their museum. Nope. Doesn't have the museum doesn't have one. They can't use the one in the town hall. But if you have one that's just kind of lying around, guests can use it. And it's their own bank accounts. It's not like they're interacting with your bells. But yeah, so the person who I play with frequently basically got me one of these, because again, I don't have one. I'm not entirely sure how you get them, to be honest with you. But I don't have one, and so every time they come to visit my island, they have to bring whatever bells they need. Kind of a pain. So that's there, and that's a temporary thing. That's not like oh, my island will always have an ABD just sitting around. Kind of kills the aesthetic, if you ask me. That's not what it's there for. Okay, so the reason why I just went to my house was because I wanted to get some fences. Because I kind of like a double layered fence look. So like if I have this, and then I put down a stone fencing and another stone fencing. This, I think I'm going to say no to that. I think I'm going to decline that one. Now, I might try with hedges, though. Just a little bit, just to make it look a little bit nice. Or a little bit interesting, I should say. This isn't like oh, you should do this. This is, I'm trying things out. And does it look good? Yeah, I think so. I'm not convinced. I am curious how it would look with dark dirt underneath the hedge. Yeah, we'll see. I'm seeing right now how dark dirt interacts with the river. I can see there's a little bit of grass in between the dirt and the river. I don't know if you can see what I'm talking about, but I can, and I'm not sure what I'm going to think of it. Oh boy. The woes of dealing with fences. I don't know if this is going to be visible at all. the dark dirt, that is. We'll see. On paper, I like how that looks, but in execution, it's either completely invisible or practically invisible. Well, I'm not going to change it out, because it's not making anything worse. Also, I think there's a little bit of sunrise. Yeah, there's a little bit of sunrise. It's actually kind of surprising, because in real life... Oh boy. This is one of the funny things. I was realizing recently, I went through kind of a bit of annoyance trying to get a short-sleeved shirt to wear. That was kind of a saga for a while, is that I couldn't get a good short-sleeved shirt. And then I was practically gone for the, for the whole summer. So now we're getting back into the fall months, and I'm gonna have to get back into my long sleeve shirt, which is, it's funny. To be clear, I think it's funny. I think I like how this looks. I think this makes it look a little bit more interesting. Makes it so that the area feels a little bit more properly utilized. These stone fences, I don't know if there's like a real term for them, but I feel like they're used a lot in like, for lack of a better word, I'll say European field fences, basically. I'll try to find some pictures to use as reference, but I might be too far gone. I might be completely wrong about what I am thinking there, so oh well. I know what I mean, even if what I mean doesn't actually exist. Hello, butterfly. That actually is one point. Oh, finally. I've had 2 nets. I've had 2 nets for so long. Now the fishing rod can finally get a spot on the favorite ring. Yay. I was talking about what the town is going to be like, what the final goal is with it. There's some stuff here. Those are things to sell. The museum. I was sort of talking about the museum, and part of the reason for that is I want to finish my thoughts. I want to work a little bit on not completing the museum. That's one of the unfortunate things, is that completing the museum at this point, if it's not literally impossible, then it's practically impossible for me to complete the museum. And so I'm not really worrying about that. Is this? No, that's nothing. Okay. It's just particle effects. So here's my main thing with the museum. Since I can't finish the museum, I'm just wanting to fill it out decently. So like, you won't be able to, once the island is finished, once the island is put into the dream that it will be forever, I want you to be able to come into the museum and see that, hey, I filled it out a decent amount. Now, in terms of the bugs and fish, that's fine. Bugs and fish, for the most part, just kind of wander. They don't necessarily have specific exhibits. There are exceptions. We just stumbled across the tarantula, and I guess I don't have the scorpion. Oh, wait, that's a dung beetle. Huh. So does the scorpion live with the tarantula? Oh, man, I don't like bugs. Why did I come here? You know, there used to be... Hold on, there was a trick. There, wait, is that it? That might be it. I'm not sure. There used to be a thing that was up there. I think it might be that. I'm not sure. Boy, I'm all over the place. Sorry about that. So, anyway, my goal is to basically make it so that the museum is decently filled out, so it doesn't feel completely vacant. That's true in terms of the bug exhibit, and that's true in terms of the fish exhibit. because of the nature of those exhibits. But I'm doing a little bit of a walk around, and so I'm trying to sort of talk and walk at the same time, and also time what I'm saying. I'm not going to go through the entire fish exhibit. I think you probably get the idea. But yeah, so I want the fish exhibit and the bug exhibit. I've said this 5 times. I'll say it one more time, just to pad time. I want them to be decently filled out so that you come around and you think, oh, that looks reasonable. Now let's talk about the other two, the fossil exhibit and the painting exhibit. These ones have obvious spots where there are things missing, and I don't really like that. Now the museum exhibit is doing okay. We're doing pretty well in terms of things are getting filled out. In fact, I just recently had like 3 new fossils. So we're doing pretty well in terms of the fossil exhibit. The painting exhibit, the art, I guess it's the art exhibit. The art exhibit is not doing so well. And that's because I haven't been very good at buying paintings. I've been basically sent everything that I've donated, which is cool. I'm happy to have anything, to be honest with you. But yeah, we got some filling out to do here, and I'm going to have to work on that. I'm gonna have to get some more paintings going and some more statues going. Now, it's not like critical. For one, if the museum doesn't get finished, that's fine. It doesn't get finished. But the other thing is that I do have time, and so we'll see. I will try, and I'll be... Oh, hello, sky. The sky changed. I will be working on all of the exhibits. I'll be donating more fish, donating more bugs, catching more bugs to sell. Heck yeah. I don't even know if that's any good. So, yeah, that's kind of all that there really was to say about that, the future of the town stuff. Most of it is just keep working on getting the town layout finalized. One of the things that is going to be kind of interesting in the coming months is that we're going to be getting into fall colors, and then we're going to go... talking over myself. And then we're going to be going back into the winter colors, which is where the town started. Now, when I started the series, I was pretty not happy with the winter colors. I basically said that the color palette of the town it's going to be designed for more summer colors, spring colors, that kind of stuff. That's something that I've thought about for a while. Am I done with this area? I might be done with this area. Maybe I'll plant the wheats. maybe I'll have like 1 wheat here, and then just have a couple more here or something. I'm not sure. This might get tweaked again. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing here. You ever record something and get interrupted, and then you don't finish what you were actually wanting to say? Yeah, that's what happened to me. Oh. Anyway, I wanted to say what I was actually trying to say. For one, the wheat has now grown. This is going to be a little bit of an awkward bridge between the clip you just saw and the clip I am now recording. The timeline is all messed up. I don't know what to do. We're just going to keep rolling with it, because the last you saw, I was planting the wheat to see what would happen when it grew. It has now grown. I still don't know if I like it. But yeah, this is, as far as I know, the completed Valley of Deer. There's going to be some more work done over here, but yeah, this is the actual Valley of Deer. I personally, aside from not being tired, what? It's been a while of doing things. Yeah, aside from not being entirely sure how I feel about the wheat, I like this. I like how this came out. Definitely, I see room for some future tweaking. But I am, I think, pretty happy with this. And also, it's funny that now I can say in this video that I was editing this video and I couldn't find a reference for these fences. Yeah, it's a thing that I feel like I've seen, but I looked, I couldn't find any good references for it, so I think I'm just gonna have to say I like it, I think it looks good, and that's that. But I actually wanted to come in and fill out what I was saying. I never really finished my point about the color scheme, because I was talking about how we'll be getting into the fall colors, and then we'll be getting back into the winter colors. And when I finished... Well, not when I finished. I haven't finished a dang thing. No, when we got into the spring colors... it might have even been in winter still. I had talked about how I was going to... Well, I was targeting this color scheme, the summer and spring colors, and not so much the fall and winter colors. And I don't entirely know what I'm going to do with that, because, you know, the island will proceed. We will see the winter. We will see the fall. We'll see the colors with the town, how it will be. I personally don't really like the time travel aspect of Animal Crossing. I know there are people who say, time traveling is fun, it makes it more like a regular video game. This is a lot of stuff that I have not talked about, and I don't think I'm going to. In August, every Sunday night, they do a fireworks show. It is now Monday morning. There is no fireworks, so yeah, that's the story of that. So we'll see the spring. No, we won't. We've seen it already. We will see the fall. We will see the winter. But when we get down to the end of the series, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do about it, because, you know, we have the main series aspect, and I don't have a problem with having the main series be, you know, in real time. That's fine. But when it comes time to say, like, okay, the island is complete, I've done it, I have completed the island, yeah, I'm not sure what to do with it, to be honest with you. Like, that was terrifying. Didn't Renee live here? She's a tourist, huh? I don't know. I know Renee. I don't know why I know Renee. Weird. But anyway, I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave the island in summer, or if I'm going to, like, time travel... No, that's what I meant. I'm not sure if I'm gonna time travel it so that it's in summer, or if I'm going to just kind of leave it in its natural state. I do want to say, though, that when the series is done, and again, you know, we're about 2/3 of the way through the series, so yeah, we're on the almost crunch time. I would say when we get to, like, the beginning of December, we're in crunch time. But we're at a point right now where I do need to start kind of working on the end of series stuff. I need to start thinking about the island longevity. But I want to point out that this is not going to be necessarily the end of the island. I do plan on coming back to it, not in videos. I plan on, you know, once we're done with December, that's pretty much it for making videos on this island, unless I want to do some extra, like, showing off what's changed, what's going on. But I do want to actually play on the island and update the dream and stuff like that. There are things that I don't think I'm going to complete. Upgrading my house is one of those. I don't think I'm going to get my house fully upgraded before the series is done. And that's fine, but that's one of those things where, yeah, when the series is done, this is going to be my main Animal Crossing file, you know? So I want to make it a town that I like for my own sake, and also make it a town that I like for the video. And, yeah, and I also want to say in regards to that element, you know, talking about how when December's over, the series is over. The island is no longer going to be getting videos, and I wanted to talk a little bit about what that will mean for the future of the channel, because I know that, you know, this is the channel. If you look at the videos on this channel, there was nothing until this series, and so the question kind of, I imagine for some people, is, so what's next? You know, what's going to happen when the series is over? And I don't have any concrete plans. I want to be clear. January 1st is going to come, and it's not going to have a new Animal Crossing video. There will not be another, like, 1-year Animal Crossing project like there was this one. So, you know, don't think that I'm like, okay, yeah, when January 1st comes around, we're gonna do this all over again, but in Wild World or City Folk or New Leaf or even the GameCube game. I would like to do more, like, running a town for a year experiments, if you want to call it an experiment. I'd call it a series, so I'm going to call it a series. But, yeah, I would like to do something like that, especially for something like the GameCube game, where I don't know that much about the GameCube game. And I was actually thinking about this recently, where I'm like, in the New Horizons series, I've had a lot of times where I've, you know, shared information about, like, oh, there's this mechanic, there's this technique, this thing exists in the game, and, you know, kind of trying to inform people about things that they can do and design tips and stuff like that. And if I did a GameCube Animal Crossing series, that's a Scrabble winner. Parasaurolophus? Oh dear. If I did a series on the GameCube Animal Crossing, I'm not going to be able to tell you very much. And that might be something that people want, that might be something people don't want. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it, to be honest with you, because I kind of like the idea of discovering stuff and all that kind of stuff, the discovery of how does the GameCube Animal Crossing work. I have played it, to be clear, but I haven't gone that deep into it, and so I don't know. It's a topic that, you know, I'm interested in knowing what people think, but also at the same time, I don't really want other people's decisions to necessarily determine what my decisions are going to be. Ultimately, it's going to come down to, do I want to make a GameCube Animal Crossing series? And I'm going to say right now, I'm not doing Wild World, and I'm not doing... Well, I might do City Folk. Wild World is a game I feel kind of complicated about, but I feel like overall, Wild World, it doesn't present very well. Like, if you're playing it on a DS, it's fine, but when you're playing it on something bigger, it doesn't scale well. The frame rate's really not very good. It's just not a very fun... Oh, it's another fossil. It's just not a game that I would pick to make a series about, essentially. I much prefer City Folk in that regard. So, yeah, it's either going to be, well, City Folk, GameCube, or New Leaf. New Leaf would be fine, except, again, it's a little bit weird having it on a non-3DS. So, probably, honestly, let's just say, if I do another series soon after this one is over, it'll be GameCube. Pretty much, definitely, because I think that's the one that's the most interesting. So, yeah, I don't know, and I can't really say anything concrete. This is kind of just a non-committal way to say, here's what's going on, here's what might be going on, and moving on from there. Let's get this fossil this fossil exhibit complete, which is... Oh wow, it's another new one. That's insane. That is honestly insane. Again, I've done part of the editing for the video you're watching, and I called it the museum exhibit, which, you know, on its own isn't wrong. You know, calling it the museum exhibit would be fine, but I called it the museum exhibit, as if it's an exhibit for museums. It's not. It's an exhibit for fossils. But anyway, that is going to actually do it for this episode. Again, I don't know if I really explained this very well at the beginning of this segment. I got interrupted when I was wrapping up the video, and I didn't really like how I ended it, so we're doing a different ending. The Valley of Deer is complete, as far as I care to make it for now. Things might change. You know, that's the nature of doing this island. Things change a lot. I got myself stuck there. And, yeah. So, next time we're going to be doing something else. Don't know what. Don't know what. Maybe something with the museum? Yeah, we'll see. Right now I feel like I have some, maybe ideas for the museum, so... oh. Sorry, Frank. He was never gonna catch it anyway, but, you know, still. Anyway, yeah, here is the finished... Not here, I'm gonna cut to it. But here is the finished Valley of Deer. And I will see you next time, where we have scary squirrels. We actually probably won't have a scary squirrel. Anyway, here's the Valley of Deer.